Let's start off, Cho. What are your goals for the next 6 months?
My goal for the next 6 months, so we have the World Championship coming up in May. As you can see, we've got tickets here, so get your tickets in. So May we've got a World Championship coming up, and also we've got a Grand Prix season. We also got open tournaments that we're going to, so we're trying to collect as much points as we can and qualify automatically in the top 6, shall we say, or top 5, shall we say, if the position's been taken from the Grand Slam. So that's our objective for this year.
Cool. How do you stay quick as a heavyweight, quick on your feet?
Good question. Growing up, I used to watch a lot of the 58s, 68s. I used to watch the fast players. I like training with the fast players as well because they move quite a lot and they're very agile. So being with them kind of helps me to try to, trying to be like them almost, shall we say, and trying to be as agile as them. So I really do enjoy it. Obviously, I can't go full power with them because I'm much stronger than them, but for speed-wise, it's definitely a good way to train.
Cool. This was a good one. How do you control your breathing while you're fighting?
How do I control my breathing? Good question. I think to control your breathing is quite different for us. I think your conditioning level needs to be a very high standard. If your conditioning level is a very high standard, you're able to have a reserve and you're able to use your tank well enough to be able to fight. But at the same time, my dad has always had the technique of in from your nose, out from your mouth when you're training. So it's probably a better way to breathe. So it just opens your lungs up a little bit when you're training.
Cool. Have you done Poomsae and do you remember any of it?
Good question. I can remember my Poomsae from 1 till 7. That's about it. There might be some defaults in there still,
yeah.
But it has been a long time. I have done, obviously you have to do your Poomsae to get your belt. So it was very important in our club level to be able to do that. But have I done Poomsae competitively? No, I haven't. I've seen the Poomsae competition and I would not say I'm as flexible as them to be able to compete with them. But it is a beautiful competition to watch as well.
So how did you get into the more competitive side of it then?
Growing up, my dad, in our family, it's a Taekwondo family. You know, my father was the one who brought it into our family. And growing up, I was getting bullied quite a lot at school, and even coming from Africa, still the same. And so my dad didn't want to teach me the sport at first because he thought I was going to use it at school. And once he started teaching me the sport, he actually taught me a complete different aspect. You know, the sport is more to shall we say, it's a sport that controls you as a human being. You know, you have rules and relegation, the discipline aspect as well, and also being committed and giving 110%. So the work ethics always have to be high. And Taekwondo it's a sport that kind of just humbles anyone that does it. So it's really something that kind of lure into. And I have to say the sport probably saved me as a youngster because I could have gone into any path in life, but this sport is something that probably pushed me to be better who I am today.
Okay, cool. This is one we got quite a lot.
Yeah.
Would Taekwondo be useful in MMA/UFC?
Absolutely, I totally agree. I've seen a lot of MMA fighters, you know, banging out the back kicks, you know, the checks as well, and it's very lethal. You know, I've seen a lot of fighters getting knocked out from those type of kicks, and you will find a lot of top fighters have done Taekwondo.
Yeah.
So it can be devastating. You know, in our sport, sometimes you won't get the best fight to watch, and then all of a sudden you'll get someone getting knocked out. So it's very lethal as a sport, but at the same time it's all about the tactical aspect. It's all about being ready, you know, being prepared, and that's the beauty of the sport. You know, anything can happen at any moment, and that's what makes it one of the best martial art out there.
Cool. Here's a direct one. When do you plan to come to Ivory Coast?
Good question. Good question. I try my best to go at least once a year because obviously my mom, my sisters, and my grandparents and cousins are still out there. So I try to go at least once a year to see the family, to see everybody. So it would be nice to do a seminar there. You know, it would be very good. So send me an invitation and I'll be there.
So moving on from that, do you find it difficult living so far away from your closest family like that?
It is hard, you know, when you don't get to see that side of the family as much as you want to. But obviously, it's something that I have to deal with every single day, and I think it's for a good cause. You know, being here representing Great Britain in the best format is almost representing my family at the same time. So they are very proud of what I'm doing, and they understand totally my reason behind it. But it's nice when you go back and see everybody kind of appreciate you know, the family that you have that supports you since a young age. So I'm very, very proud of that.
Yeah. What's your sort of day-to-day training schedule like?
Okay,
for a normal week.
So a normal week for us depends what phase we are. So if we're in general phase, we're training 3 times a day. On a Tuesday and Thursdays, but it's twice a day, every day from Monday to Friday. So weekends are totally free, but we tend to do a little exercise, you know, during the weekend just to keep ticking over, just before the week begins again. So we at least train, shall we say, 24 to 26 hours a week. So that varies of a morning and afternoon, and if it's 3 times, then it's the morning, lunchtime, and in the afternoon. So it consists of those, and it's taekwondo and S&C and individual training. That's what I have. But within all of that, I got to fit in the physio treatment. I got to fit in psychology. I got to also fit in development meetings as well. So it's a very high professional standard. So I'm not just training and doing absolutely nothing. I'm training and making sure that I make sure I got my plan right, and knowing what I need to be for the season.
Yeah. So you mentioned things like psychology and nutrition and stuff there. So the facilities and the people at GbTaekwondo, does that make that easy for you? Absolutely.
I'm very, very fortunate and very, very lucky to be in the position that I'm in. You know, I think sometimes you might take it for burden that you have these facilities. You know, not everybody have the facilities that we have. So everything to be close by, you know, with the physio doctors and nutrition and all of that, I think it's a blessing for every athlete that's in this building. And for me, I still, for the age I am, I still think I'm on cloud 9. You know, I come in every day. I got physio for free. I got doctors for free. I got nutrition for free. And this, you know, it's everybody. It's somebody's dream out there that I'm living. You know, it's something that I wanted to live since a young age, and I'm doing it. So I'm very, very lucky. So I just hope my body can just carry on as long as it can, really, because, you know, as you get old, your body starts responding a bit different. But with the way we have the treatment and that, I'm sure I can be able to last a bit longer.
Cool. So what's your diet like as a heavyweight?
My diet as a heavyweight, I don't have a diet. As a heavyweight, I can eat whatever I want. But I'm very cautious when it comes to this competition. Just making sure that I get my vitamins and you know, supplements and stuff in just before tournament to make sure I'm in the best shape. So they're important. But otherwise, I do enjoy going out to eat. I do enjoy going out with my friends. You know, I do enjoy cooking as well. You know, calling my friends over to come to the house so we can all have a meal together and spend some time together. So I do love doing those type of things. So unfortunately, I can't give you any advice on how to get your weight down and stuff, you know, 'cause I'm the person who puts the weight on, shall we say. So if you're looking for somebody out there that wants to have an eating buddy, I'm your guy.
Nice. What's your favourite meal connecting to that one? What's your go-to?
My favourite meal, right. I'm going to give you my favourite takeaway and my favourite cooking meal. So cooking meal, I don't know if anybody heard this, it's an African dish. It's peanut butter stew. Peanut butter stew, you're probably all thinking, how do you make that? Peanut butter stew is very, very, very nice. And if you haven't tried it, I suggest you go out there and try it, and then give me your score out of 10. But I bet you will like it. Now, for those who are allergic to peanut butter, I apologize. But it's a very delicious meal. That's my favorite dish. My favorite takeaway. Ooh, there's a lot out there. Favorite takeaway. I have to say, I do love a good Chinese. I do love a good Chinese. I think if anything, that's probably the takeaway that I have the most. Every now and then on the weekends, you know, it's way too easy just to get to a Chinese these days, especially in Manchester. So many of them. So yeah, so I'll say my takeaway would be a Chinese.
Nice. What's your go-to album at the minute?
My go-to album. Do you know what? I'm very bad with names. You know, I know the Jay-Z's, the Kanye West. You know, but sometimes I don't know the shall we say the artist.
Yeah.
I probably know the song more than anything else. You know, I'm a big fan of Dappy.
Yeah.
Always have been, and I hope he comes back with with good track. Chipmunk, definitely loves his sounds. Who else out there? I'm a sucker for old school. Yeah. You know, old school music.
What's the sort of music like in training and stuff?
For me in training, I love listening to Afrobeat.
Okay.
I love a bit of Afrobeat. You know, I think it's more of a festival kind of type of song, and you know, I always come into the gym with that vibe of, you know, trying to get in everybody's face and trying to lighten the mood a little bit. And sometimes people are a bit tired in the gym, and I'm trying to be that person who's like, hey, we're here to train and stuff. Let's get going. So Afrobeat is the one for me, really.
Nice. This was an interesting one. What's the most difficult thing about being an athlete?
The most difficult things about being an athlete, I have to say, I think your state of mind can change from time to time. You know, as training gets tougher, there's days where you don't even want to come into the gym. You just want to be in a box and feeling sorry for yourself. You know, I think that's where it can get difficult, and also when you get injured and you can't be able to train or go and compete as much, that can be that can be stressful. But moments that I say, for those who find it difficult at those stages, they're the moments you need to be pushing. They're the moments you need to get up and go into the gym. Just turning up and being there, it's a start. And I think once the mentality just gets used to the aspect of, this is you, this is what you want to be. And I always say to anybody, if ever you feel like stopping or you feel like you don't want to do this no more, always remember the reason why you started that aspect. Always remember that, because the reason why you started will be the reason that keeps you going.
Okay, nice.
I'm sick with that. That was a quote and a half.
Right, we'll have last couple of questions. Yeah. If you weren't an athlete, what do you think you would be?
If I weren't an athlete, what do I think I would be? There's quite a few things that I always like to teach, you know, to be a teacher. I love doing seminars, you know, I love doing motivational speaking. I also love reading the Quran. I love listening to scholars, you know, how they always come out with the wise words and stuff. And I always thought I could always be that person, you know. So that's something that I always probably would have loved to do. And I think if I was an athlete, probably would have gone along that line. Probably be more of a teacher or anything, or anything that will probably trying to uprise the next generation. If anything, that would probably be me.
Okay. There's a couple of people asking how often do you train and stuff. So you said it's 24.
Yeah, 24 to 26 hours a week. They're 24 to 26 hours a week consist. So that's like morning and afternoon, or if it's 3 times, it's morning, lunchtime, and afternoon. So they're the timings.
But that's that's Monday to Friday.
Yeah, Monday to Friday. Yeah, Monday to Friday.
Nice. Right, last question.
Go for it.
What is the best thing about living in Manchester?
The best thing about living in Manchester, the weather is not great, so you're not going to get a sunny weather in Manchester, but I can tell you everything's close by. Nothing's far away. I'm from London. London is big. You know, you got to travel to go to different places, but not Manchester, everything's nearby. The town's not far away, the airport's not far away. And getting to friends, it doesn't take you that long neither. And it's small as a city, shall we say, compared to London. And I kind of feel like I'm at home, you know, when I'm here. It's been my home for quite some time now, and I do see myself living here when my career is over. So if you're looking for somewhere that won't give you the best of weather, and you like rain, and you like going out for food and having a good time, and you like going to places that's not far away, Manchester's the place to be.
Nice one. Right, we'll wrap it up there, Cho.
Okay. And last one before I leave, this is to all my fans, this is to everybody that's watching. There's going to be highs and lows in your life. There's always going to be moments in your life where you're going to be thinking, is this for me? Is this what I want to do? Or do I want to change something about my career goals and whatnot? One thing I always say, you can be whatever you want to be. That word has been said so many times by so many different people, but believe it, trust it. You can be whatever you want to be. Only if you get up and you actually go for it and you plan for it and you do it, you will make it happen 110%. I'm a big believer of that. And for all you youngsters out there, get yourself out. Leave your PlayStation, leave all of that stuff, get yourself out there and explore. Explore as much as you can, learn from different people, be a sponge, absorb everything around you, and trust me, you will grow and you will become a better person for it. So that's my advice to everybody out there. And I want to apologize to everybody out there that I can't reply back to every messages, but do know that your words and messages that you send, I do get to read them. It's just difficult to get back to every single one of you. There's so many out there, but I do appreciate it, and I love every single one of you. May God bless your soul, and I hope that we keep motivating you as much as I can. Thank you.